Just let it fall to the ground. That's fine, yeah. We'll do a practice one next time. Hits. Proceed. Thank you very much.
So guys, just serving at that end after a warm-up.
Our second match about to get underway here at the Hobart International. Monica Niculescu of Romania to take on the American Sloane Stephens. You're just joining us, Kaia Kanepi of Estonia. Getting through to the second round. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our two players onto centre court. She's 46 in the world at 27 years of age. In 2014, she won the WTA title in Guangzhou. She was a semi-finalist in Bucharest, a quarter-finalist in Florianopolis, Hobart, and also in Shenzhen. She has been as high as 28 in the world. Her best Grand Slam result, the fourth round of the US Open in 2011. Would you give a nice warm welcome from Romania, Monica Niculescu. Her opponent today, of course, from the United States, has been as high as 11 in the world, a semi-finalist at the Australian Open back in 2013. In 2014, quarterfinals at Indian Wells and Birmingham, a fourth round appearance at the Australian Open and also the French Open. Would you please welcome from the United States, Sloane Stephens. So a beautiful day here in Hobart, up to 18 degrees already and heading for a top of 22 degrees. So picture perfect day for tennis. And an interesting battle, this one. Similar sort of matchup in terms of experience that we saw in the first round match between Monica Puig and also Kaia Kanepi. Niculescu at 27. And Sloane Stephens, one of the emerging players at 21 years of age. Certainly had a little dip in the second half of 2014. Spent some time off the tour with that wrist injury late in the year. Her ranking did blow out due to having to defend some points to 35 in the world. But certainly got the talent to get back towards the top 20. Made a few coaching changes, Sloane, in 2014. She was working with Paul Annacone, the man who guided, of course, Pete Sampras and Roger Federer, and about to do some work for Tennis Australia in the new year. She then worked with Thomas Hogstead for a while, and now has got Nick Saviano in her camp, who most recently, of course, coached Eugenie Bouchard and was a big part of her rise into the top 10 of women's tennis. Describes herself as a perfectionist at heart, Sloane Stephens. Been working pretty hard on her game in the last 3 or 4 months building up to 2015. Of course, Niculescu starting her year in Shenzhen, lost in the first round. And for Sloane, she started her campaign over in Auckland, losing in the second round.
One minute.
I'm sure most tennis fans who are watching our live stream here in Hobart would be familiar with the unique style of play of Monica Niculescu with that double-handed forehand. Sort of whippy, slicing type action. But when we talk about the success of...
First round match with the best of 3 tiebreak sets. Stevens won the toss and chose to receive.
When we talk about the success of tennis players, there are many definitions of that. Not everyone can reach world number 1, top 10, top 20. But for a lady like Monica Niculescu, who's travelled the tour for the best part of a decade, she's been able to carve out a pretty decent career in terms of her win-loss. Been inside that top 100. We've certainly seen the rise of a number of Romanian players in the last few years, most notably, of course, Simona Halep and her unbelievable run in 2014. And, of course, winning in Shenzhen, Halep is the top seed to start the new year. Beautiful Hobart on a Sunday afternoon. Talk about backdrops in tennis. Gee, Monte Carlo, as we know, is an amazing stadium over there where the clay court season really swings in before the French Open. That's got the beautiful, beautiful backdrop. Let us know. Join the conversation. Hashtag Hobart Tennis. If you've been around the globe to different venues, what do you rate as your favourite venues? It's pretty good.
First set. Monica Niculescu to serve. Ready. Play. Left. Left. .30-15. 40-15. Let's second serve.
The winner of this match would go through to play the way the draw is set up here, either Heather Watson of Great Britain or Magdalena Ribirikova of Slovakia. Niculescu hoping to hold here. And she does.
Game Niculescu.
She's on the board, the Romanian. The second of our singles matches here on day one of the Hobart International. Kaya Kanepi of Estonia already through to the second round in straight sets over Monica Puig of Puerto Rico, 6-4, 6-1. Still to come, Karimi Nara of Japan to take on Klara Kukalova of the Czech Republic. Of course, when she made the final here last year, Klara Zakopalova, but gone back to her maiden name.
Time between points. That was okay, but any slower would not be. Sloane Stevens to serve. Love 15.
One of the big issues for Sloane Stevens in 2014 was just her consistency, and that led to her and Paul Annacone parting ways in about July of 2014.
15.
It's a great serve down the tee. And she's really just trying to get that back now, to get back towards that high ranking of 11. She's got the game, got the power.
$30-15. $40-15.
Just watching that forehand of Niculescu. Used to have more with a double-handed approach, but slicing action certainly very unique.
Game Stevens.
So Stevens on the board. Good hold.
One game.
See a little bit of a breeze coming through the Hobart Domain Tennis Centre. But just a beautiful day for tennis. The players couldn't complain about today. 22 degrees we're heading for, and certainly closing in on that.
Love 15.
Niculescu able to maintain her ranking in 2014, didn't move by too much, and on the back of winning a title, semi-finalists, 3 quarterfinals, including here in Hobart 12 months ago.
Love 30.
Just not finding her range on the serve. The players so far have had more trouble at that far end. That one was right
15.
on the line. Deep serve into the body. Just overcooking the forehand.
30 on.
Stevens on that occasion. Of course, Sloane had to end her 2014 back in September. Went off tour with that left wrist injury. Which has certainly derailed a few players in the last couple of years, most notably Juan Martin Del Potro, the former US Open champion, who hopefully is going to play in Sydney this coming week to defend his title, but had to pull out of Brisbane. That wrist still an issue. But, from all reports, looks to be okay.
Let the serve. Advantage Stevens. Game Stevens.
Well, she just couldn't get it done with the serve.
Stevens leads by 2 games.
And that's really opened up a door for Sloane Stevens. Certainly got a very different game. As Monica Niculescu with that forehand, her service action. And on paper here, certainly Niculescu with more experience, but Sloane Stevens, the emerging player the last couple of years, if she can just execute, you feel, in this match, she should be able to get on top. And so far, we've seen a few errors combined with some good winners off the racket of Sloane Stevens, who we know has got an attacking mindset. And they pushed her to the cusp of the top 10 2 years ago.
Time.
If you're following qualifying on this final day, Johanna Larsen of Sweden, Richelle Hogenkamp of the Netherlands, they are both through to the main draw.
left.
Just a regulation backhand miss there from Sloane Stephens. So that's sort of part of her 2014. Some good results, but games where she lost it, she should have comfortably won. Just consistency of hitting. And Madison Bringle of the United States has just won her way through qualifying, 6-4, 6-3. So she's into the main draw here in Hobart, defeating Silvia Sola Espinosa of Spain, who was the top seed here in the qualies.
34.
Take it quickly.
Game. Niculescu.
So Niculescu gets the break.
2 games up.
Roller coaster ride so far in this match. Yeah, Niculescu's last service game, she had a lot of trouble just executing that first serve and just getting her balance.
Left.
It's that firepower that really propelled her onto the scene a couple of years ago.
30 all. (30-40).
So break point opportunity again here for Sloane Stephens.
Juice.
Of course, early stages with Sloane in a partnership with Nick Seviano. He's coached many good players over the years and certainly made them better. Great relationship with Eugenie Bouchard to get her into the top 10.
Advantage Niculescu.
This tournament being the first time that they've paired up together at a tournament. They've been hitting before Christmas.
Game Niculescu.
So Niculescu, an important hold for the Romanian 3-2 opening set.
Niculescu leads by 3-2.
Hashtag Hobart Tennis if you want to join the conversation on Twitter. And Katerina Kozlova of the Ukraine trying to win her way through to the main draw. 6-love, 6-5 at the moment. She leads Barbora Krejcikova of the Czech Republic. Joanna Larsen, Richelle Hogenkamp of the Netherlands, and Madison Brengel all making their way through the final day of qualifying today. So we'll update you as to where they slot into the draw, and certainly with the withdrawal of Varvara Lepchenko, the world number 34 from the main draw here, that opens up another spot as well. And we'll be bringing you one more match after this one. Karumi Nara of Japan and Klara Kukalova of the Czech Republic, the 6th seed. Beautiful setting here in Hobart, the 22nd edition of the Hobart International. From an Australian perspective, great to have Casey Delacqua here as the top seed. What a year she had in 2014. Going from 140 in the world inside the top 30. Has come off playing the Hopman Cup. Didn't win any of her matches over in Perth last week, Casey. Just trying to get herself going for a new year, but the top seed here.
Love 15. All. 30-15. Thirty.
Great volley by Stevens, who's got the power from the back of the court, but looking to add some more strings to her bow as her game develops.
Let's listen.
Yeah, great hands again. All tied up at 3-all in this opening set. Came back with plenty of interest from Niculescu. Yeah, well played. Really working Niculescu over there, Sloane Stevens. She can just find her range. Hitting consecutive points.
Love 40.
It's another chance to break. That's not bad.
15-40.
Beautiful shot by Niculescu. It was a good rally. Stevens with her power and the craftiness of the Romanian.
Game Stevens. New balls, please. Stevens leads by 4-3.
So we've had some breaks of serve. here in this opening set. And a good battle here on centre court. Sloane Stephens having seen the highs of women's tennis a couple of years ago on the big stages. Now trying to work her way back. At 35 in the world, there's lots of players that can certainly hover in that area between 30 and 50 and 60 for quite some time. Certainly Sloane Stephens has got enormous talent. She had a number of different coaches over the last 12 months and really looking to settle down and find that form to take it back to the world's top 20 in 2015.
Left. Go. This way. It's okay. The three good first serves here from Stephens. Just to keep increasing that percentage. Yeah, good service game from Sloane Stephens. A game away from clinching this first set.
Stephens leads by 5 games to 3.
And the final lady through qualifying just completed. Katerina Kozlova of the Ukraine has got through 6-love 7-5, so she's into the main draw.
Love 50. $15 all.
Both ladies almost having to get the step ladder out there. Breeze certainly picking up again.
$40-15.
There's a great return of serve by Sloane Stephens.
40-30.
Still one game point here to hold and stay alive in this opening set.
Niculescu.
Fine margin for Sloane Stephens, trying to paint the lines, and
Stephens leads by 5 games to 4.
she'll be disappointed with that one, but she'll come out and serve for the opening set in just a moment. Day one action here in Hobart. Kai Kanepi already through to the second round. A day session here in Hobart to kick it all off, and then from tomorrow, of course, we'll have the day and the night session right across the week.
Time.
That wind certainly really picking up now. We're in the 24k mark. It's a nice little afternoon sea breeze coming in here in beautiful Hobart. So in the background there is Constitution Dock, and that's where, if you follow yachting in the famous Sydney to Hobart yacht race, that's where they come in, right there in the background.
Love 50. On.
So just a couple of points away. Really, this match on the racket of Sloane Stephens. That's the more powerful hitter of the two.
$40-50.
And now a couple of set points.
Game and first set, Stephens. 6 games to 4.
Yeah, well played in the end by Sloane Stephens. Challenged early in the set. Breaks the serve. But as the set powered on, Sloane certainly finding a range off the ground.
Rob, yeah. Can you run up and see if we can get that ball? Did you see where it went?
The world number 35, of course, Monica Niculescu, with a ranking of 46 coming into the new year.
Time. Second set, Niculescu to serve. Fifteen love.
Really important hold for Niculescu in this opening game of the second set. Sloane Stephens will be really hungry here for a breaker serve.
$15-4. $30-4.
Yeah, great shot. Really opened up the shoulders there. Sloane Stephens gets the break.
First game, second set. All go.
Leading it 1-0 and really putting herself now in a fairly powerful position if she can hold her serve. Such contrasting styles of play. A really tough 2014, Sloane Stephens. I think would have found out a few things about herself on the WTA tour. How tough it is to back up.
$15 left.
Not a given, you're just going to stay around the pointy end of women's or men's tennis. So many get there and fall and don't come back. But this young girl's got all the talent in the world at just 21.
15.
Seen quite a few changes with the girls in the back end of 14 in terms of coaching changes for 2015.
$30.50.
Always questionable whether you should play the drop shot on the hard courts. If you do, it's got to be so well executed. Yeah, good serve.
40.
Game point now for Stevens to get to 2-love in this second set. Beautiful serve, swinging serve down the tee.
Stevens leads by 2 games to 11. Left. Left. Game Niculescu.
Important hold there for Niculescu.
Stevens leads by 2 games to 1.
To get on the board in this second set. So heading towards our top of 22 degrees here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Hobart. Day 1 action of the Hobart International, of course, right across the week with the final to be played next Saturday afternoon. little afternoon breeze just coming through here for the players. Great tennis weather. We've got one more match to bring you today following this match. Karimi Nara of Japan, who in 2014 won her first WTA Tour title in Rio de Janeiro, taking on Klara Kukalova of the Czech Republic, who was the runner-up to Garbine Muguruza here last year. Hashtag Hobart Tennis, join the conversation. Keep in touch with all the news going on as we build up, of course, to the Australian Open starting in a week's time.
$15 left. $15 all.
Great hustle by Niculescu, great return,
15,
kept herself in the point, drew the error. A wily experienced campaigner, Monica Niculescu, been on the tour for a decade. Has had to graft out winning matches.
$15, 40.
Good work, a chance to be undone here for Sloane Stephens, out to a 2-love lead. And the error comes off the forehand. So Niculescu is able to square the ledger in this second set. Missed opportunity for Sloane Stephens to really put her foot down and
Quickly roll those two.
Head towards victory. That's really the story of her 2014, just her consistency with her hitting. Good ball striker, but just maybe pulling the trigger a bit too early at times. Natural stroke maker, but just trying to set up the points better.
Love 15. Love 30. Love 40.
So the breaks of serve set to continue, it would seem. Fluctuating second set.
Game. Steve.
Beautiful shot. Set up for a while, that second serve, and she was able to punish it.
Stevens leads by 3 games to 2.
A set and 3-2 up. Sloane Stevens looking for a berth in the second round here in Hobart. The winner of this match to take on either Heather Watson of Great Britain or Magdalena Ribirikova of Slovakia. Just some of the matchups across the week. Casey Delacqua will take on Lauren Davis. Karin Knapp of Italy to take on Isla Tomljanovic of Croatia. Now Kirsten Flipkins will take on one of the qualifiers that has got through today. Likewise for Mona Barthel of Germany. Winner, of course, back here in 2012. Camilla Giorgi of Italy to take on Storm Sanders of Australia. Kai Kanepi, of course, already through after defeating Monica Poig earlier today. Roberta Vinci to take on Olivia Rogoska. Jana Sipilova of Slovakia to take on Anika Beck of Germany. Also Alison Risk and Christina McHale. It'll be an all-American affair in the first round. Oriana Lucic-Baroni of Croatia to take on Bojana Jovanovski of Serbia. And Daniela Huntakova and Serena Diaz will take on 2 of the qualifiers. So big week here in Hobart. Important lead up.
Love 15. $30-15. $40-50.
So certainly the match could be decided in this very game if she gets to 4-2. Got the front running Sloane Stevens. Going to be hard to pick back.
40-30.
A good example of the drop shot being executed well there by Niculescu. Certainly a very tricky customer to go up against. That slice forehand, taking the pace off the ball. Yeah, it's a good exchange.
New balls, please.
Big game for Sloane Stephens to hold that point.
Stephens leads by 4 games to 2.
Plenty of variation in shots.
$15. $15 all.
Join the conversation, of course, at hashtag Hobart Tennis. Notice the tennis geek has said one thing that Niculescu could improve on is her on-court body language.
30-40.
It's an interesting one, that one with tennis players. Some more exuberant than others. Others with the poker face. Sometimes you don't know what some tennis players are thinking at all.
Game.
Stephens on her way now. She'll come out and serve for the match.
Stephens leads by 5 games to 2.
We'll talk about the definition of success in a sport like tennis, where there are so many players ranked. We've got about 2,000 players that are ranked. So to be inside the top 50 is a pretty good effort. Very unique game that can trouble higher ranked players. Gorgeous day here in Hobart. That's one thing about Australia. The players certainly love their 3 or 4 weeks here in Hobart, Sydney, Brisbane, off to Melbourne.
Time.
Well looked after. Bit of sun on the back. And looking for some form, all the players here. Casey Delacqua as the top seed, dropping her games at the Hopman Cup, but just trying to shake the cobwebs off to start the new year. Zarina Diaz made a quarter-final in Shenzhen, the number 2 seed. First hit for Camilla Giorgi, the Italian, for the year.
$15. $15. $15.30. Let listen.
Certainly been very good at the net, Sloane Stephens, when she's come in. Rock solid.
$40.30.
So a match point coming up for the American to move through to the second round here in Hobart. And the error comes off Niculescu's racket.
6-4, 6-2.
Good solid win for Sloane Stephens. Who lost in the second round of Auckland last week, but she gets through to the second round here in Hobart. The appreciation of the fans. And she will await the winner of the match to be played still between Heather Watson of Great Britain and Magdalena Ribirikova of Slovakia. Sloane Stephens and Kaya Kanepi, the two players through to the second round so far.
Not that hot in the shade, huh?
Just a little bit of breeze that comes across, so I started maybe
But it's fine in the jumper, right?
Yeah, you don't need to, like I didn't need to.
What sort of things have you been doing since you come?
This one just stays.
Well, yesterday I went to the circus, the great air circus, and I let the former guys throw knives at me. But they didn't hit me, of course, obviously.
Did you have any other choices, or was knives the only one? Or?
Well, maybe I had some other choices, coolest thing. So my mom wasn't too happy, but I'm still alive, so that's good.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. Have you been cruising around the streets? Have you been to restaurants? I know you've got a big team here, so have you been?
Yeah, every morning we go to Jam Pack for breakfast, and it's really good. I like that place, and the last 3 times I've been here, I've kept going there, so it's good luck. So we're just going to keep going there until it tells us otherwise.
And 2013 was the last time we saw you in Hobart. You were semi-finalist there, and we all know what happened then. You went on to the semi-final in AO. Good to be back in Hobart?
Yeah, definitely. I've played some great tennis here, so looking forward to coming back here all the time. And my favorite Indian restaurant is here, so always good times in Hobart, so I'm happy to be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sloane Stephens, thank you very much. And we're going to we'll get Sloane for